Hello, friends. We welcome you to the Legal Breeze. We have discussed what is amounting to sedition, what is the IPC provision relating to sedition, what is its constitutional validity, what is the mischiefs to be addressed, what is a remedy to address the lacuna which is existing in the sedition law, particularly to overcome the misuse of sedition law. All these things we have discussed in the past or in the previous two videos. In the third video, we will be discussing little elaborately about certain important cases decided by various high courts and Supreme Court particularly. The first important case pertaining to this sedition is that Ramesh Thapar versus State of Madras 1950. This is very important. In fact, the decision rendered by the Supreme Court in this particular case is one of the important reason or root cause of making the first amendment, the first ever amendment in the Indian Constitution. Please remember that. The Supreme Court has made it very clear in this particular case that the person has an absolute freedom. Even they can advocate murder, something like that. But later on it has been reversed, not by way of judgment but by constitutional amendment. They put lot of restrictions such as public order, morality, decency, contempt of court, friendly relations with the foreign country, all these things. There are 8 restrictions available under Article 19. Please remember that. Then we have another important case called Ram Nandan versus State of UP. There the Allahabad High Court has struck down Section 124A on the ground that it violates the freedom of expression guaranteed under Article 19. It is talking about many things. In fact, it is one of a speech relating to a person, particularly Ram Nandan, allegedly to be delivered by him. In that, he has criticized the policies of the Nehru government. People are dying out of poverty. Even women are forced to go for prostitution for want of food, all these things. He has made such a speech. But the court has come to a conclusion that there is nothing promoting enmity against the different sections of community or hatred against the government. Even if it is so, it is violating Article 19. Therefore, this particular section of IPC has been struck down. There is another one, but this ruling has been given by the Allahabad High Court. Please remember that. And we have one more case where the Punjab and Haryana High Court has also struck down the constitutional validity. But later on, all these things, the constitutional validity has been upheld by the Supreme Court. There are 2 important landmark cases in the 1960s. One is Ram Manohar Lohia Singh case, where the Supreme Court has not agreed with the constitutionality of the 124A. However, later in Kedarnath Singh case, it has agreed and it has upheld the constitutional validity of 124A, but narrowed down its operation unless there is any immediate accompanying violence or incitement to offence. Then there is no sedition. Mere speech per se will not be, speech or writings per se will not be treated as sedition unless the said speech or writing has resulted into the immediate consequences of public law and order problem or inciting violence or offences or other things. In that scenario only the sedition will attract. People have spoken large about this particular case in the context of Vinod Dua, because this case is giving protection to the journalist. The last one I would like to bring it to your notice is that the Balwant Dev Singh case. Balwant Dev Singh versus State of Punjab again, I hope. This is very important. Aftermath of, this is in 1995. Aftermath of Indira Gandhi's assassination, there are 2 accused allegedly made slogans in an open market, Khalistan Zindabad and some other slogans. There are 2 more slogans which has been made in Hindi which I couldn't understand. but something talking about Indira Gandhi and all other things. That's what it seems to be. Now, what happens? These people have been arrested and they have been booked under 124A plus 153A as usual. And when the case has come, finally it has been ruled by the Supreme Court is that mere shouting of slogan per se will not attract sedition unless it has resulted into violence or incitement of offences or other consequences which has been prescribed under Article 19.2. So this is very important. So even then all these safeguards have been given, but this is being routinely misused. I can tell you one classic example. Reciting Constitution has been treated as sedition. There is a movement called Padalkadi movement which has taken place in Jharkhand. Jharkhand, it is largely dominated by the tribal people. Tribes are given certain special status under the 6th schedule of our constitution. There is an act called Forest Rights Act which gives special protection to the tribal rights, including their land rights, their religious rights, their freedom of worship, many other things. In a landmark case called Odisha Mining Corporation versus Union of India and others, popularly known as Vedanta Steel Factory case, the Supreme Court has equated, in fact it has given more importance, the religious faith of the tribes than which has been accorded under Article 25 to 28. So that's very important. And they have also made it very clear, without the Grama Sabha consent, without the consent of the concerned Grama Sabha working in these tribal areas, no developmental activities or no other activities can be taken up either by the central government or state government unilaterally. So such a greater protection has been given to the tribes by our constitutional framers as well as by our Honorable Supreme Court. But in spite of that, their lands have been forcibly acquired by virtue of certain laws by Jharkhand government. So in order to oppose that, people have made silently protest by carving in the stone the content of the 6th schedule. But unfortunately, this carving of the stone, what is the content? 6th schedule. Say for example, I am reciting "We the people of India." Will you punish me as a sedition? But people have booked them. Tribes have been booked under seditions. It is very unfortunate. Repeatedly, this misuse has come before various courts, and judiciary is doing its best. But the remedy comes at a very, very later stage. Thereby, these genuine people, are put to hardship. This recent case, this Natasha and other 2 girls who have been booked under the draconian law UAPA, I think they could have also been charged along with sedition plus UAPA. The Supreme Court has made it, the Delhi High Court has made it very clear that mere shouting slogans or other things cannot be branded as terrorist. Just because you are raising your voice against the government, mere protest per se cannot be branded as terrorist or terrorism. Very landmark ruling. However, it has been stayed. Though the bail application has not been cancelled, bail has been allowed. But this particular pronouncement made by the Honorable High Court of Delhi has been stayed by the Supreme Court of India. Let us see Supreme Court of India will come out more guidelines and give more safeguards rather than whittle down the safeguards which has been granted by the Delhi High Court. So it is in this backdrop I would like to highlight you the important role played by the judiciary in safeguarding the citizens, particularly the right to freedom of expression and other fundamental rights whenever they have been booked either under sedition law or under the UAPA or other terrorist law. I will like to come out with a separate video to explain to you about the UAPA because the Unlawful Prevention of Atrocities Act, Unlawful Prevention of Unlawful Activities, and we will come back to that little later in a separate video so that we should know what is amounting to terrorism, what is not amounting to terrorism. Please disseminate to all the citizens, because this is very important. As rightly stated by the former president of US, namely Mr. Obama, he has categorically made it very clear that the citizen, the well-informed citizen, is the highest and the topmost office in a constitutional democracy. If the citizens are well informed, when they are very active, then certainly nobody can do anything. Constant vigilance is the only prize for our liberty and freedom, as some political philosopher has rightly pointed out. So, the vigilance is the need of the hour. Unless we are vigilant, nobody will protect our rights. God bless you all. Jai Hind. Thank you.